I'll tell you one thing. Don't ever underestimate me with my intelligence. Ever.
My perception is that it's not where you think it is because of the way you called me out for lying, which I don't do.
I'm glad you underestimate me, and I'm glad maybe other people underestimate me. That, to me, that's perfect.
Jose, I want to tell you how much respect I gained by knowing you even more so than watching you in front of Congress, knowing the world is turning against you. You're strong and very, very intelligent with a lot of integrity.
I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Amanda, let him in.
Yes, sir. Gentlemen, you can go back in now. Mr. Trump is ready for you.
Thanks, Amanda.
You're welcome.
Sit down, fellas.
Thank you.
So, Richard, your ass is on the line. Why should I fire Jose or David?
Well, sir, I think it'd be a real mistake to fire me. I think that if you really understood the dynamics of what took place, you'd recognize an efficient operation.
Except you lost.
We did. But Jose didn't raise a single penny. David,
But he was a worker, and you yourself said it was the hardest work.
he worked without blinking,
All right,
took
so
a
you
break
can't say he didn't raise
beautifully.
money because he was doing other things. But why didn't you raise money, David? You're a star. You have a lot of friends. Why didn't you raise money?
I did raise money. I also took...
Oh, wait a minute. Did you raise money?
Yes, I did.
He did not raise significant money. His daughter brought in $1,000, and I'm not sure.
Did you hold back a lot because you didn't like
I
Richard?
didn't hold back a nickel. Honest to God.
Richard, let me just ask you
Okay.
this. Who would you fire, David or Jose?
I would fire David over Jose.
And why is that?
Because David was far more difficult to manage, I thought, and more...
And is that why you got physical with him?
Sir, I don't believe that I got physical with him, but if that happened, I apologize for it. It was unintentional.
Jose, you were the one who brought up this whole situation with the pushing, and you actually referred to David as an underdog. Is that how you perceived him in the context of the team?
I think because Richard, for some reason, I don't know of Richard's size or had it for David. I have no idea why, but it was kind of obvious to me.
Nothing
so I had a problem
personal,
with it.
purely effectiveness. I truly believe that David needed guidance and couldn't be as effective as I needed in certain roles, and that's all there was to it.
What made you feel that way, Richard?
Well, there was a lot of whining, and I'm concerned about the effect that has on other people.
Whining,
I won't.
delicate.
I won't.
These things are
I don't-
factual.
But David, you were whining. And you shouldn't be whining. You know,
I'm
you're
not
like a
whining.
big star. You're a
I'm
bigger star in a
not
certain way than these two guys, right? Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be whining.
And that's part of what I mean by having to manage a little bit differently.
Look, I'm
he
not a
is a
whiner.
star, and he's used to a little more coddling, perhaps, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, than I was giving him. Had I been told that it was offensive, I would have adjusted.
Jose, do you think David, and I have a lot of respect for David.
I know you do.
But do you think David's tough enough to go against this character? I mean, he's a pretty tough guy.
Definitely.
If I'm looking at the level of energy, though, I wouldn't see that from my perspective. As an outsider's point of view, you know, David, I'm watching you get killed right now by Richard,
I'm
and
not
maybe
getting
that's your
killed.
way.
Don,
but
I
can
wanna
you go
be here.
the length of this game?
Oh, I have no intention of quitting, I can tell you that.
Don, I want to be here, and I want to manage other teams as
See,
we
I can
move
see that from
forward.
you, but I don't see it from David, with all due respect.
Mr. Trump, you'll get 100%
You said
effort from me
that
at
David
every
took a
task.
lot of breaks.
He took an awful lot of breaks.
Is that true, David?
Nope. Did I?
No.
Thank you.
Why are you deferring to Jose when it comes to
he's
standing
calling-
up for yourself?
He's lying?
No, you answered the question as,
No, I answered the
no, I didn't
question.
take a lot of breaks, did I?
Because we're working side
And there
by
seems
side.
to be a lot of that, so I
He's-
think you need to step up here.
David, what do you have to say?
Mr. Trump, he doesn't have anything to say.
You know, that's the last time in this room you're going to lie and insult me.
You don't have enough to say to contribute to what we're here to do.
No.
To what we're here to do.
He asked me the question. Please be quiet.
Go ahead, Dave.
Please be quiet. All right? Don't interrupt. Thank you very much.
The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I think this man is obviously an egomaniac, a complete control freak. I think he's disrespectful.
That's
and I
true.
think he's trying to
Well,
save
he's disrespectful to you.
He's trying to save his ass.
But, David,
I
he's
think
disrespectful
jealous.
to you.
I think he's jealous, and I couldn't have done more for you. And when I took breaks...
You weren't working for me, David.
I was
You were working for charity.
For you the way you instructed me to work.
Let me ask you this. You said that you didn't take any breaks.
I took 2.
And Jose confirmed that. And now it's turning out that you took 2, and maybe
I took
3,
2.
and maybe 4. How many breaks did he take?
I'm not sure. Quite a few over a 4-hour period. It's the boardroom, David. You're going to hear what the facts are, whether you bring
They're not
out some
facts,
different
they're lies.
perception or not. I was aware of and in charge of what was going on with all people.
You know, I hated what you just did. You looked at Jose and you're almost asking him for help.
Well, he called him a liar.
But every time you go after him, you sort of like...
I'm not going after him.
You're sort of like,
I'm defending
Jose, give me a hand.
myself. Well, no, I'm asking him, is this true or not? Because as you have heard from both of us, he's not telling the truth.
Look, I've been in business for a long time. I've been a boss. I've been a leader. I've made a lot of good decisions. I followed my instincts. My instincts are almost always right. Now, with that being said, I'm not a huge fan of Richard Hatch. And I am a huge fan of yours. I've been a fan of yours for a long time.
Thank you.
Everybody is. But it just seems to me that Richard Hatch and Jose Canseco have unbelievable spirit.
Right.
And the ability to fight. And you don't have the same passion as they do right now.
I think you're making a mistake.
I understand.
I really
but
do.
I have to do this.
Okay.
I respect you more than both of them.
I understand.
David, you're fired. Go. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Trump.
you. Thank you. Thank you, David. Go. I like David, but boy, he was having a hard time.
I think you let him down softly.
Richard Hatch is disrespectful. He pushed me a couple of times, and he was physically abusive and lied about it. And, you know, I probably could have punched him, but that's not my style. I could have punched Richard Hatch, but that's not my style. I'm not a physically threatening person. I don't do that, but I'm a pretty strong guy and a guy with great integrity, and I don't think Richard Hatch is at all.
Now, a look at the next Celebrity Apprentice on NBC.
Who are your project managers?
I am.
You should do it. We chose Lisa because we knew she wouldn't be able to handle it. So we just thought the best thing to do was just get her out now.
The men try to even the score.
I sent you to the wrong place. What? I need you to focus right now. Bad. I think I'm doing horrible.
And as for the women,
They're at each other's throats.
hear them roar. And roar.
No.
And roar.
Dang.
I'm on the Titanic, and it's going down.
But don't mess with Marley.
What she said was completely ignorant.
She was like, I'm about to lose it right now.
New Celebrity Apprentice, next Sunday on NBC.